Welcome back to Karen's Bookshelf, and I'm delighted to have on the show author Keith Stuart. Keith, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. So these are your books, Days of Wonder and A Boy Made of Blocks.
Yep.
So you've written 2 novels, but you're also a journalist, you're an avid gamer, you're a father. Was it always a dream of yours to become an author, or did it happen by accident?
It was definitely an accident. Yeah, I've been a journalist for 25 years, so I'm really used to telling sort of factual stories. But I remember I wrote a feature about my son who's on the autism spectrum and how he really loved playing Minecraft. I wrote this article for The Guardian one Friday afternoon. Didn't think anything of it, but then I got an email from a publisher called Little Brown who liked my story and said, would you consider turning this into a novel? So I think they were kind of looking for a modern parenthood story, a kind of a modern day Nick Hornby type story, and they thought this might have all the ingredients.
So we're going to talk about your latest book, Days of Wonder, which is an absolutely beautiful novel about father and a daughter and how he really strives to put the magic back into ordinary life for her because she suffers from an illness.
Yeah, she's so she has cardiomyopathy, which is a weakening of the heart, the muscles around the heart, so it makes it difficult for the heart to pump blood around the body, and it's something which often presents when people are teenagers. So, and I find it really, it's really fascinating and quite tragic that, you know, as lots of teenagers with this condition, they're facing all the things that teenagers usually do, you know, relationships and exams, but on top of this, there's also this serious condition which can lead to them having to have heart surgery, but also possibility of transplants as well. So I was really interested in the dynamic of that. But Hannah, the teenager in the book, and her father Tom, they're just born optimists, and they love drama and theatre and fairy tales. You know, he runs a small local theatre, and they have this community of eccentric actors around them. So it's all about really the sort of contrast of their lives of drama and theatre and play and this condition hanging over and how they cope.
It's a beautiful story, and I think it made me feel every single possible emotion. I mean, do you think that's why readers are so entranced and so attracted to your books?
I think so. I try and temper, like both the books are quite dramatic and quite sad in places, and so I really try to temper that with a little bit of humour. I think that definitely comes from journalism. You need to vary the patterns of how you communicate a story quite a lot to keep people's interests these days. When people are reading things online, it's very easy to lose them. So you have to vary the tone a lot, and that's what I brought to the book. So there's lots of silly scenes in Days of Wonder, but there's like tragic scenes as well, and it's that mix, I think, that makes it work.
Very, very engaging. So, I mean, what's the future hold for you? Are you working on another book at the moment?
Yeah. So I'm working on my third novel. I'm kind of about a third of the way through, but it's a really different story because for some reason I don't like making things easy for myself. So this time it's not a family drama at all. It's a kind of a time-spanning love story which set partly in Bath, the city of Bath, when it was bombed in 1942, and partly in the modern day. And it's called The Vanishing of Elsa Klein.
I know myself and many other readers will be certainly looking forward to that. Best of luck with the third book. We look forward to reading it next year.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for joining me on Karen's Bookshelf, and I look forward to seeing you next week.